All right, you ready? Let's just go there. Is AI taking over real estate? Because whether you're a buyer, a seller, or even another agent watching this video, you felt it. Something's changing. And boy, is it fast. Hey there, everybody. I'm Larry Fleischman, your real estate broker here in Southern California. And today we're pulling back the curtain on what AI is really doing to real estate. The good, the bad, and the stuff that nobody is saying out loud. Hey, stick around to the end because I'm going to share something that you won't hear at a conference or from your broker. Alrighty then, let's go. You know, not that long ago, selling a house meant you knocked on doors, you printed flyers at Kinko's, and prayed that your ad in the back of the penny saver got noticed. I remember before Zillow was even a thing, and back then, your value as a realtor was information. We were the gatekeepers. If somebody wanted to know what was on the market, they had to come through us. And then the internet cracked it wide open. And now with AI, we're in the next revolution. So how is AI changing the game? Let me break it down, because this is the part that nobody explains simply. AI is not just making things easier, it's making them smarter. Listing descriptions, AI writes them. I told ChatGPT to write a listing description for a new listing, and in under 10 seconds, I got the description that you're looking at right here on the screen. What about market predictions? Well, the algorithms crunch it so much faster than even your favorite economist. Buyer matchmaking, some platforms now predict who is most likely to buy a certain home. And how about home staging? Because virtual staging, it's AI generated. And what about ChatGPT sending follow-ups while you're asleep? Yep, it's happening. So let's talk about the pros, especially for you as a buyer or seller. It's faster, it's leaner, and can be sometimes be more accurate than the traditional method. So why aren't I celebrating yet? Well, because speed does not equal wisdom, because automation doesn't equal empathy. I've seen sellers burned by AVMs, those automated valuation models, that got their pricing all wrong. You know, a few months ago, I got a call from a couple who had just taken their home off the market. They were frustrated, they were disappointed, and frankly, a little embarrassed. They'd listed their homes based on an AVM from a major website that told them their house was worth $1.325 million. Sounds great, right? But here's what the algorithm didn't know. Their home backed up to a busy street. It had an older roof, and the kitchen hadn't been updated since 2010. Meanwhile, that comparable home right down the street that sold for $1.45 million, it had solar, it had a pool, and no road noise. Look, long story short, they sat on the market for 90 days with barely any showings and zero offers. Buyers and agents alike were turned off by the price. So eventually, they pulled it off the market thinking it was all because the market was slow. But the truth is, they were overpriced by nearly $90,000. When they finally came to me, we adjusted the price, we marketed it strategically, and had multiple showings in 1 week, and sold it in 14 days. So what's the moral of the story? Well, the AVMs can't see, feel, or smell your house. They don't walk the block, and they definitely don't talk to buyers. Now, trust the data, but verify it with a professional agent who's actually been inside the houses that you're competing with. And what about buyers who get frustrated by the bots that show the wrong preferences? You know, a couple that I worked with last year, Jake and Melissa, were relocating from San Diego to Santa Clarita. And like most buyers these days, they started their search online using a big name real estate app with one of their smart searches. They told the bot they wanted a quiet neighborhood, a big backyard for their dogs, and ideally a single-story home. Sounds pretty simple, right? Well, not to the bot. For weeks, they kept getting these notifications for these sleek, modern townhomes with no yard in these dense complexes. Great for views, terrible for tail-wagging golden retrievers. One listing was even on the 3rd floor with no elevator. Look, the algorithm assumed their budget meant they wanted luxury, not land. They were so frustrated they nearly paused their search altogether. And that's when they reached out to me. After one real conversation, I sent them 3 listings that they actually loved. and one of them actually became their new home. How about AI-generated videos and conversational AI? Look, I've been hearing about issues related to these deep fakes, those AI-generated videos that can convincingly depict people saying or doing things that they never actually did. And conversational AI, which can be helpful and efficient, can manipulate users by mimicking, human empathy so well that people may confide in or rely on these without realizing they're not really speaking to a person. So my concerns are around trust, authenticity, and the potential for manipulation. And don't get me started on agents just blindly copying AI scripts that they feel like they were written by a robot, because guess what? They were. So there's also one question that no one's asking. Does AI reinforce bias? Because some of these models are trained on decades of human data. And guess what? Human data is not always fair. And what happens when the Zillow or Redfin that owns the AI understands the consumer better than most agents do? So is AI the agent's new superpower or the replacement? Okay, let me be clear. I am not anti-AI. I use it every day. I usually use it to write the first draft of a listing copy. It helps me brainstorm marketing plans. Hey, it even reminded me to film this video. But it's a tool, not a substitute. AI can analyze data, but it can't walk into a home and feel the vibe or detect the smell. And you know what I mean by that. It can't negotiate through a family's divorce or calm a panicked buyer mid-escrow. That's human. In a world filled with AI-generated everything, real is the new rare, and that's where we still shine. If you're a homeowner, buyer, or agent wondering what all this means, just remember this. AI is powerful, but people trust people. Use the tools, but never forget the job of your professional realtor that signed up to guide people through one of their biggest decisions of their lives. And whether you're looking to sell or buy in Southern California or anywhere else in North America, give me a call, shoot me a text, message me. My team and I would love to help you locally, and I can refer a vetted agent just about anywhere across North America, someone who is professional and performs with heart, integrity, and real human skill. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful or eye-opening, please hit that like button, drop a comment below, especially if you've had some awesome experience or something weird happen with AI and realty, because I want to hear about it. And don't forget, subscribe to stay up to date on all things real estate. I've got a video coming up on the 3 AI tools that every agent should be using today. Until next time, stay smart, stay human, and stay classy, SoCal. Remember, for all things real estate, sell or buy, Larry's your guy.